looking forward to this forever. Hey, thanks for recording. Awesome. So I'm first of all, just really quick, we're going to go through quick introductions and we're going to get right to it because I know you guys all want to know this question that we've heard asked a bunch of times. People saying, I'm not getting any customers on Alignable, I quit, I'm leaving. It's like these two experts are going to crush that. They're going to crush it today and they're going to tell you like it is, trust me. So we're going to do real quick introductions. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm Sue Brooke. I've been a member on Alignable for many years, but I'm now on the Alignable team. I travel around in a motorhome all over the country and I meet business owners in person. I'm currently in Carlsbad, New Mexico, headed to Texas pretty soon, this end of the week. And I love doing all the education stuff and I love finding the best of the best of the best to highlight and share their successes on Alignable. And Chuck Casto, the king of PR on Alignable. Chuck, go ahead and I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Okay, terrific. Well, Sue and I put this together in our head saying, you know what, we really want to highlight successful members so that we have even more successful members, because you really don't want to hear from us, you want to hear from them, you know. Or am I pointing the wrong way? I don't know. I'm mirrored over here anyway. But we are really excited about this because, you know, Sue and I are very upbeat people. In fact, we're almost the cheerleaders from Alignable. But we're also like, okay, let's cut the baloney here and let's really tell people how it is that they can best succeed here and tailor everything so that it really leads to success. Because there are a bunch of things you could be doing, but Cherri and Jason have some great tips. They've been in the trenches for a long time. And, you know, they're going to dispel some of the myths too. So we're really excited about that. And you're going to be seeing more of us too. We're going to try to do a lot of these moving ahead.
Awesome. So, Jason, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are.
Sure. My name is Jason Integrity. I own a company called Integrity Go, and I'm a sales strategist. What I do is I help my clients with their marketing and sales conversation. At no point should you be trying to sell it, but having a conversation where you solve the problems. And if you don't know how to do that, then we'll work it out and I'll help you.
Yes, he will. And he'll tell you like it is, trust me. And Cherri Pedrioli, my good friend from Santa Rosa.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Cherri Pedrioli, as you said. I'm in Santa Rosa, California, and I am not a sales strategist, but I am a relationship marketing strategist. So I teach people the value in building those long-term, long-lasting relationships. So I think that's why this is going to be fun, because we've got the sales side of it and then the relationship side of it, which with Jason, it goes hand in hand. But anyway, so this will be fun.
Exactly. So you guys can get your questions ready, because I want you guys to ask them any questions along the lines of getting customers on Alignable. And you guys, I've told you guys this a while ago, and the two of them were really surprised when I told them. I said, you know how many, several times I've seen somebody post, I'm not getting any customers on Alignable. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I'm going to start with Jason. What would you tell people? How would you answer that?
You're doing a lot wrong if you don't. Let's start with that. So sales are selling, being in a position to sell and actually getting sales, that's the result of all of the other activity. So you don't just jump on and get sales. You don't just start and get customers. You don't show up and people say, shut up and take my money. So there's a lot you have to do along the way to, number one, build your brand, establish yourself in the marketplace, understand who you should be targeting, so you can have a real conversation. So if you don't know who you're talking to, how to talk to them, what problems they're having, then you'll never be in a position to sell. So you have to start there first.
Awesome. And Cherri, and then I'm going to come back to Jason because I have another question on top of that. Jason,
yeah.
Cherri, what would you say to somebody?
Yeah. So everything that Jason said, but for me, it goes back to, you know, you got to have your brand, you got to have all that, but you also want to start working on building the relationship with the person, who they are. Forget the business, forget the product and service. We all have it. Who is the person, right? And I'll tell you, and the reason I asked that, because somebody just said to me, how in the world are you taking care of all of your connections? I'm not. I build relationships, one relationship at a time. So if you focus on the relationship before the product and service, I promise you magic will start happening.
That's right. And Jason, and Chuck, you just jump in if you want, but there's a couple of things I want to get them to make sure they get to right away.
You
Right
bet.
away. Jason, I get this question a lot too. And I actually just came off of 5 in-person events with people that had a lot of questions about Alignable. And a lot of people say, what do you post on Alignable? I don't know what to post. I mean, I'm posting stuff about myself and my business, but it's getting, it's not being shown and they're hiding it. And I don't get it. I don't get why my stuff's getting hidden. What am I doing wrong? I mean, I'm doing the same thing I do on Facebook and LinkedIn. What would you say to that?
So when it comes to what you're posting, you have to start with yourself, and before you get there, you really need to understand who you are as a person. And then it kind of trickles into everything else, right? So you have to be authentic. And so who am I? What do I stand for? And what do I care about? So you start with these things. And then that would be, if you've been to my build engagement workshop, I talk about 3 tiers of content: hub, help, and hero content. So your hub content, these are the things that I care about. This stuff resonates with me, so I post about it and I talk about it a lot because I care about these things. So if you're a dog person, post dog stuff. If you're a cat person, post cat stuff, right? And this shows that you're a real person and you're human and you care about things, and that allows people into your world. The help content, this is where these are the problems that I can solve. And because I am an expert at what I do, I know you have these problems. And these are the people that you talk to. So as you have these conversations, then comes your hero content when you put up a creative video and all these things go together. So if you're putting out just random content, talking to everybody, then you're not going to get any results. So you need to understand who you're having this conversation with and just talk to them.
Chuck, did you want to keep going? Did you want to say something about that, Cherri?
No, I absolutely, I used to post things, and then after taking Jason's class, it was like, I have to stop and think about it, right? And I know what not to do, but I have to make sure that I'm speaking to my audience. And it's so important. And am I bringing something of value where it's not selling? So are those posts bringing value, and are they engaging? So, and making sure they're not, don't put your links there. People, I think, have a problem with that. They think they got to put their information out there and then, hey, contact me, or here's my link. Don't do that. Just put the content. If they're interested, they're going to contact you.
Yes. And also, I was telling people that there's 2 ways to get your posts hidden on Alignable, is when you're posting your links to all your other stuff, like your website and contact information. It's like, that's why your profile needs to be great, right? And then the other one is copying and pasting the same thing over and over everywhere. That's spam behavior. You don't want to do that. So, yeah.
And I think the biggest thing is, and this is what I keep hearing from people too, is you don't think about, and I want you guys to answer this for me, but don't think about promoting yourself, right? Think about how you can help. What can you do to help? Because that will endear you to more people in, groups, on the forum, anywhere, right? And I think that's one of the keys, because, it's a mindset. And Cherri, I'd love to talk to you more about the mindset, like waking up in the morning and saying, okay, I'm going to hop on Alignable. What should be in their mindset?
Oh, it's just, everybody's different, but create your routine, right? We all have a routine. Jason has his. Jim Setzer does a great presentation on what he does. But I get up in the morning and, it used to be Facebook for me years ago. But then it was like, it's just all a bunch of garbage. Now I want to go and see what's happening out on Alignable. And, you just said something about, what did you just say? My brain just went somewhere, but it's like, I want to recommend, or gosh darn it.
Not to promote yourself, but
Yeah,
to,
but
you know,
promote
share your
other
expertise.
people. So the more that you're promoting other people too, right,
Right.
is powerful. I'm telling you, the more you can promote other people is so powerful. But find that routine. So for me in the morning, I get up and I'm looking at, I got to check my messages. For that person that asked me, how do you connect with all those people? Well, I don't. I have a few things that I do, because if you just send me a message and it's just, hey, I want to add you to my thing, you know, from those canned messages, I probably won't connect with you. I am going to connect with the people who took the time to look at my profile or look at my website or found something out about me. And then I'm going to respond. So I have this little routine where I'm going to respond back to people every morning who took the time because they wanted to get to know me. So that's just kind of like my little routine. So find your routine. And then I do a bunch of other stuff. So I don't want to go into what I do.
Well, how about Jason? How about you and the mindset? You know, because I think if you have the right mindset, right, you know, and that's what you're here for, then the rest of it sort of falls into place. Or am I being too naive?
No, you're 1000% correct. You know, everything happens in your mind first. It has to be an idea first. It has to make sense to you first. And if it doesn't, you can't do it. You know, so when we're talking about, I put a post out on this today. You know, there's a video that I posted of Les Brown, and you have to understand that it's possible. Winning is possible. So if I know that it's possible to win, okay, now what do I need to do to win? Most importantly, what is winning to me? Some people, winning is, hey man, if I can get up and get out of bed today and walk downstairs and make it back up, that's a win. And I've been there physically, you know. So what is winning to you? You have to understand that. Otherwise, what are you working so hard to get to? You know, so we're not working for the sake of working. We're trying to build a lifestyle that we want. We want to do dope stuff and travel and buy stuff, right? So make sure everything is taken care of. So what's driving you? So now we understand why we're doing it. Okay, now let's start putting the pieces together to get there. So what do you need to accomplish to make the money that you need for the month? How many clients, customers do you need? You know, okay, so now that we know that, what's your conversion rate? So if I talk to 10 people and I convert at 50%, I can turn 5 of them into customers. All right, so if I need 25 customers, then I got to talk to 50 people. So if now you break that down per week and you break that down per day, and these are conversations that I need to have. And now if I'm grinding it out every day, then I'll know I'll hit my numbers. We have to think all of this stuff out. And now I'm motivated because here's why I'm doing it. So everything is connected. So am I wasting time, or is this time serving me to get to this goal? So now when we talk about what we're watching on Netflix and all this other stuff, is it helping me get to this next stage? If not, stop doing it. And here are the things that I need to do. So all of this is a part of your mindset, you know, and as you work, and especially as things start to become clear to you and you start getting a level of success, a lot of the stuff that you thought you couldn't get rid of is not so hard to get rid of now because it's not serving you. And here are the things that are serving me, and let me keep doing more of that.
Right. So I want to ask you guys, you know, like people say, they come on Alignable to try to get customers. So what do you think about that when you go on? Are you coming on Alignable to get customers or something else? Either one of you, just jump in.
No, for me, I go back to, I want to get to know the person. Are they going to be my customer? I don't know. Right? It takes time. So do I want them as a customer? Do I want them as a referral partner? All of that is going to take time. First, I want to get to know the people. That's why when you talked about mindset, I focus on all the things that are positive. That's my morning. So those people that are writing those positive posts, or those people that are writing those positive messages, because I want to stay in that positive mode, right? So, no, when I started on Alignable, like I said, I started to pretty much when they launched, and I did absolutely nothing with it until Sue came on board, and it's been a game changer for me. You know, I've been in BNI for many, many years, and I've left BNI after all these years, and this is where I've landed. This is my place. So,
Yeah.
because I brought what I tried to teach people there is get to know the people and business will follow. So
Yeah.
I just think it's just so important.
Yeah,
Get to know
I
people.
agree with that 1,000%. So for me, I look for good energy, and it's the same thing.
Mhm.
If I'm talking to you, does it feel good? Do I want to talk to you more? Can I picture us working together? Or are you going to be a pain? You know, so
Right.
just looking for customers is not necessarily the right thing. You want to attract the right kind of people, and it feels good working with them. And then at the same time, will they do the work necessary? So a lot of people, they'll say, okay, yeah, I need a coach and I want to do these things. And then you talk to them and say, okay, yeah, I can help you out. We can start building out your marketing and all these great things. And they go, well, I don't really want to do all of that. Can you do it for me? No, I'm a coach. I'm not the do it for you guy. So you got to go talk to somebody else but to do it for you. You know, so you don't want to get halfway into the process and you discover that. You know, let's figure this out in the very beginning. Let's see if we're a good fit and we mesh, and then we can keep it going. And Cherri brings up a good point too about, so here's how I look at the whole thing on Alignable. This is me in general. So for all of the quick connects, for all of the events that you go into it with this mindset, and I guarantee you it'll work. There are 4 possible outcomes. 1, I just met a goofball and I don't like him. So we just figured it out very, very early that this person's a goofball and they're not serious about anything. So get them out of here. 2, this is a potential customer. Let's set up a meeting and have a great conversation and let me show you how I can help you with this problem that I already know you have, right? 3, our businesses kind of overlap. So maybe you can help my clients, maybe I can help your clients, and now we're strategic partners. So let's see what we can do together to increase our overall value by becoming connected. And then finally, hey, I like you. You're a good person. And I know that you're a professional. So if anybody needs what you do, I'm sending them your way. And then now you just have a solid referral partner. So if you go into all of these events, and if you look at Alignable in general from that standpoint, then majority of the people will fall into those 3 categories. You very rarely run into a goofball. But when you do, just know right off rip to get rid of the goofball. So now you have these opportunities to start building these relationships that Cherri is talking about. So they're either a client, a strategic partner, or a referral partner. So they'll be attracted to you because of the energy you put out, and they'll legitimately like you. So if you start there, let's see where it goes.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
don't be a
you know,
goofball.
Jason, to your point, those goofballs could also be those spammers, right? So they're going to be the ones because I host a lot of the Smart Connects and Quick Connects, and I ask people to please don't go in there and sell. And then when you're done with the event, please don't spam. And I will tell you, I've attended some of the Smart Connects, and I have been spammed from people taking the list and they send it. And it's like, yeah, I know you need my services. And I've actually written back to people and said, how do you know I need your services?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need your services. I don't know you. And I cannot even say I like you. And I sure in the heck don't trust you. Don't spam me and stop spamming other people. So the more that we're out here trying to teach this, and it's actually starting to spread. I got to change my word, but spread like wildfires, right? We're more and more people are learning this new way. And it's not really a new way. It's just bringing back this lost art of actually building these relationships. And, you know, I've had people leave the Quick Connects going, I get it. That was so much more fun getting to know the person. I didn't have to sell my business. And now we're referral partners.
That's amazing.
Hello.
So I have to jump in here because we're talking about the goofball. So they're the people that I have noticed that, right, I'm not getting any customers, this is like not working, blah, blah, blah. I went back and I'm like, what kind of things are they posting? And they're the ones that are super negative. Like they never post anything positive. They're comment on people's things and it's really negative, and it's like putting people down or complaining about something. So it's like, how are they ever going to be successful? Like I don't know. What do you guys have to say? Do you see that happening sometimes?
I do. And I've actually had people reach out to me, to have a one-to-one, and they're like, I've been on here for 3 months and I can't get any customers. I can't even get people to write me a recommendation. I'm like, well, you want a recommendation, but you haven't worked with them. Why are you asking for recommendations? Don't do that. I don't ever ask for recommendations, right? Ever.
Right.
And they're like, all right, have you spent some time with them? Do you even know if they need your services? And she's like, no, but everybody needs what I do. No, they don't. So we have to get rid of that mindset that everybody needs us, right?
Right.
So that's why it's important to go back to get to know the person for who they are. They may or may not need your services, and they may or may not know somebody else that needs your services. But 3 months, 6 months, it goes back to taking time. These relationships take time. So.
And
I
it's
have a
not,
quick
a magic
question.
trick. You're not going to jump on here and you put up a couple posts and all of a sudden you got 30 clients. It's not, nothing works that way. Everything has to be nurtured. You got to have conversations with people. You got to prove that you're not one of the goofballs. So if you walk into the environment, everybody's thinking goofball in the beginning. You got to prove you're not one. I'm not one of those guys. That's the goofballs over there, right? So if you go into it and you have goofball activity, then guess what? So if you're spamming, goofball. If you think it's a magic trick, goofball. So if you think somebody's just supposed to give you a recommendation because goofball. So you are the problem. So recognize that and change your behavior, and then now you'll start getting positive results. But you got to be a positive person to get positive results.
Absolutely, Jason. I'm gonna go back on that too, because the other thing that comes up, they're like, well, I'm doing this on Facebook and my stuff's not getting hidden. And it's like, great. I said, are you getting those customers from Facebook? No. Well, then why would you think that you're going to come over here and just spend a couple of months on Alignable, which is not social media, and get those customers if it's not even working for you on Facebook? Let's go back to, you got to take a look at who you are. Is your message clear? Kind of like Jason said, do you know who you are? So come in here knowing who you are, knowing who you serve, right? Knowing who you can help. But yeah, I thought that was funny. It's like, oh, well, I do this on Facebook. Well, is it working? No.
Doesn't work.
Well, at least they were honest about that, right?
But it was just
comfortable
funny.
with the bad activity.
Yes. So let me dig in here a little bit more, guys. Okay. What about sharing your expertise and, through groups perhaps, or through, other aspects of Alignable? That is something that for years now, and I've been here almost 5 years, we have been instructing people, say, show that you care. Okay. Show your great shining personality, but also go into different conversations, and where you can help, please help. Show yourself the right way, right? Talk to me more about that. And what am I missing in all of that?
I like it. So when we have these forums, people are asking questions all the time in the different groups. Answer the question. Just answer the question. Because you never know who's watching. So if you go in there and if somebody says, man, I'm kind of struggling with this marketing thing, and you go, opportunist, right? So, hey, listen, hey, if you need this help, here's my contact information. I can help you with that. Why would I trust you? I don't know you. But just answer the question first. Okay, well, right. What in your marketing are you struggling with? There's a lot in marketing. And then now we start this conversation. And then as you answer the questions, you're not just answering the question for that one person. You're answering that question for everybody in the group. So now everybody sees that you're answering the question and you know what you're talking about, and you're not a goofball. So now let me go to your page and see what else you got going on. All right, let me check out the website. Like, oh, okay, you're solid. Okay, you're an actual expert at this. So by simply answering the question, this is a part of your brand too. So now you're taking the time out of your busy schedule to answer questions and actually help people. All right, I like you. You're a good person. And you can build on it from there.
I love that. And I love what you said about, I see people answering the questions and then they always say, well, contact me to do this. I just want to double check that everybody heard what he said. Don't help people and then just say, hire me, here's my contact information. That like negates everything, right? It's like
Right.
everybody's like, oh, they're answering, oh, they're just doing it
and-
to get customers.
Yeah, and just so you know, if you're doing that in these groups, and as a group leader, we're gonna hide that post. If you're spamming in our groups and somebody asked a question that's really important to them, and you came in with an answer, but then you came in with that, hey, contact me, here's my information, guess what? It's gonna get hidden because you're spamming that post. So don't do that. Just be that expert, because that allows other people, like Jason was saying, that allows other people to take a look at your answer. And then you really do get to be seen as an expert. Put it out there, but don't put that contact.
Yes, I've heard many times people, I'm sure Jason, both of you too, have had people watch you and then they go, I've seen how you're answering all these questions and I don't want to do all the stuff you're telling us to do. So can I hire you? Right? Like that's what happens. They reach out to you. And I always say, be the person other people want to connect with. That's another way to get people to connect with you. It doesn't use your connection credits. Hello.
Right.
Like that's the greatest way to get tons of connections without using any connection credits. I used to do that when I was on Alignable as a customer. It was like, that's what I did. And I never even used my 10 free connection credits when I first started. Because I wanted to be that person. So I love that.
Same here. I didn't use my connection credits because again, and that's why I tell people all the time, accept away, because you never know who they know.
That's
right.
Your best
I
customer.
used all of mine.
And Jason, as Jason brought up, as you're writing advice to people, showing you're helpful and showing you actually know what you're doing, you don't know who all's reading that. Because it is that aspect gets shared throughout the network. In fact, if you have 4 likes, 5 likes on a post, that ends up in an email going out. So, you know, you really don't know. So be careful. This is the PR guy in me. I'm protective of all of you. Be careful of what you're writing in there too, because it could show up in someone's email and go, oh gosh, I didn't mean it that way. Back out and make sure you write what you mean and you show your best, happiest, smartest self.
Yes. By the way, we're getting some questions in the chat here. Feel free to ask these guys questions. The one that I just posted, do you need to be premium to be successful on Alignable? Whilst we're talking about that, what do you guys say to that?
What's your level of success? You know, where are you trying to go? So I started off with the free account and I quickly used all of my connections. And then I'm like, all right, well, what's the next level? So I went up to the next level and I quickly used all of my connections. Right. So initially I was just doing it for the connection credits. What ended up happening is I started posting, I'm connecting with people, and I'm going to all these quick connects and I'm meeting good people. And then as I started putting out content, all these great people that I met started commenting and liking the stuff. And then it went out to their network, right? So now it's like, well, wait a minute. If I can just build my network a little bit more, then it'll go out further. So now I got a bigger reach. So I went up to the highest level and I put out a post. I met somebody that was in Washington State and they commented on it. And then all of a sudden, all these people in Canada started popping up and I started getting all these connection requests from people in Canada. So I'm in Michigan. So if I'm reaching that part of the world, because that's a whole different country, then it's worth it for that $100. So if I'm spending out $100 and I get a client, then it paid for itself, that's a win. So what's a win to you?
Absolutely. And for me, I wanted that reach also because when I first did it, it was for one of my other businesses because I wear so many different hats. And in my health and wellness, I wanted to reach more doctors and practitioners all across the US and in Canada, right? So I wanted that reach. But then along the way, I saw the amazing things that you don't get to see as a basic member. I get to see who's looking at my post.
Yes.
I get to comment now back to those people. Hey, I saw you saw my post, right? let's have a conversation. Let's set up a one-to-one. So the reach is broader. And by doing that, more people are finding me. So as I said, I wear multiple hats. I'm also an energy healer, right? I don't advertise that hardly anywhere on Alignable. And I've had healing clients. I've had people, doctors and practitioners with some of the wellness things that I'm doing. I even have people reaching out to me because I own a plumbing company for advice. So it's just a really broad reach. So I think Jason nailed it. It's, what is success to you? Hope that answered your questions there.
Any other questions in here? Someone's asking, it kind of goes, I think you already answered it, both of you. I noticed that my post from my site does not get looked at by either my network or community. Will it still get hidden if I put my website information or ask to direct message me for a free coaching session?
Yes.
Why would you do that? That's my question. Why would you do that? We just finished telling you to not do that. Right? So don't do that. So whenever you're self-promoting, just think about it this way. Think about it this way. We've all been young and we used to hang out and go to clubs, right? There was always some guy in the club that was louder than everybody. He wanted the attention. He's loud and he's flashy. Nobody liked that guy, right? Nobody connected with him and wanted to talk to him and spend some time with him and get to know him. It's like, who is this dude, right? That's what you're doing. You're me seeks. Look at me. Look at me. Don't do that. That doesn't help you. So what you want to do is connect with people, have some real conversations along the way. So if you're putting out content, and this happens to me too. I put out a post last week, and nobody looked at it. I don't know what it was with that post. Maybe it just ended up, the time of the day that I posted it or something. But that's just one. So okay, nobody saw that one. That means I can recycle that one later on, and so just add it back to the list. It happens, but don't abandon ship and start trying to sell it. Because nobody's going to be attracted to that. So now we're talking about bells and whistles, and now you want to give away free, right? And that's why I got the Joker. Y'all see the Joker here? In The Dark Knight, the Joker said, if you're good at something, you never do it for free. So if you're saying it's free, it's free, it's free, why would I want it if it's free? If it has some value, then you would charge for it. So you just doing that is not helping you at all. What you're doing is weakening your brand. So now, all right, well, you did it for free, so why are you charging $5,000 now? And that's a big jump to go from free to $5,000, right? So now you're weakening your brand. The overall value of your company goes down. The products can this really do what you say? Because you're doing it for free. So why would you charge this much? All right, who else have you done this with? So now I got a bunch of questions, right? So don't put yourself in that position to where you have to defend yourself. What I would recommend is starting with your why. Y'all all should be familiar with Simon Sinek. And if you're not, look up Simon Sinek, Start With Why. It's a great book. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube. Start with your why. Talk about why you started your company, who you want to help, what you believe in. Talk about these things all the time. And then your why will sound an awful lot like your customer's why. And then now they're ready to have a conversation and it makes sense and it feels good. And yeah, let's do something great. But if you start pushing a product and here's the website and I can do this free and hey, listen, I can knock off 10% for this. Hey, I can knock off 25%. Now you're just cutting your legs off and you're going to eventually run out of legs.
So building off of that, tell people not to try so hard too. The flip side is they feel like maybe they were with BNI or with, another chamber or something and felt like they had to go in there wearing a purple suit to stand out or whatever it is they were advised on. Here at Alignable, you're with a bunch of other small business owners. They get it. They know what's going on. So don't insult their intelligence. That's sort of what you're saying too, Jason, where it's like, come out, be supportive. Because here's another point I wanted to ask you guys about, because I've seen this over the years, is, this ends up being a friendship network. And where people, I mean, I've had a number of people say, hey, you know, I just met my new best friends here because they get me. And we're all talking offline. We're going to get together next time they're in Cincy. And all of those things. And that all builds this positive energy and positive momentum, right? But, you know, as you say, Cherri, that takes time. I think it also takes being genuine.
Well, you know, it is. And kind of back to that point about, you know, posting and spamming and emailing. I have so many stories of products that I have wanted to use over the years. And I had people just shoving their products down my throat, literally. And I've wanted to use these products. There's several of them. I won't mention any names because I like to explore the different choices out there when it comes to alternative health stuff, right?
Right.
And but yeah, it's just like people were not wanting to get to know me. They just wanted to sell me, sell me, sell me. Guess what? I didn't buy until I found the people right here on Alignable who actually got to know me as a person. They didn't go to me. I actually saw on their website that they have what I wanted. Then we had that conversation. It's like, I just can't, it's happened so much. That's why when you come into any of my events, my quick connects, I said, please, please, please do not sell. Get to know the person. So I can't preach that enough, but it's amazing. And then from that, you know, buying these products that I've so wanted to use for so long, but I was so stubborn and I'm like, I'm not buying it because that person's an idiot and he won't leave me alone. You know, all he cares about is the dollar.
Yeah.
I'm a human being.
Yeah.
And
So
everyone, Cherri is a very sweet person. But so if this is going to do this to a very sweet person, you know, just think about it. Really, it just comes down to what are you coming here for and who are you presenting? You know, that, I mean, you need to present your best self, and hopefully your best self is your genuine self. That's a whole other thing.
yeah, don't be fake. Don't be fake because
Don't be fake because they'll
spot
find
you a
you.
mile away.
They will.
So on those same lines, you know how when people, in the past, before I knew about Alignable and I joined the chamber and people will come along to the chamber and say, I joined the chamber, I didn't get any customers. I got nothing from the chamber. I joined this thing and I never got anything. I joined Alignable, I never got anything. And it's just, you got to put the work in, right? So on one of Jason I did, you guys should go to learnfromsue.com. I put it in the chat a little bit ago, I'll put it again. There's a replay from our increased post engagement. And there was one of the last ones we did, someone said, you know, I don't really have time to post, you know, I have to work my business and I don't have time to do any of this stuff. Jason, what did you tell her?
I don't remember exactly, but you know, it's one, you know, I think about that all the time because I got like 17 other answers now to it. You know, certain things you just got to do to be successful in business. You got to do it. You know, if you want new customers, you have to market and brand yourself. You got to talk to people. You have to attract them to you. You got to do it. That's how you get new customers. You know, if you want to keep your customers, then you need to have a process of selling and a process of customer service that they go, oh, okay, I like the way that you treat me. I'm coming back. I'm gonna buy something else. You know, you have to have all of these things in place. You have to systematize your business to do these things because it's not going to just pop in your head one day and it just free flow and it just works. So you have to build it and then grow it and then improve it, you know, and then all of a sudden it's working. And now that it's working, you can scale it. You can do more of it, you know, so you have to think about your business from all of these aspects all the time. So if you can't just do the parts that you like and don't worry about these other parts. This is not how it works. You know, you got to do all of them, you know, so that's like saying, you know, I want to be fit. I'm going to the gym and all I do is work arms. What about the rest of your body? So you see these guys, they up here, they super big and they got baby legs. That's not a gangster. You know, so you have to just like look at your whole body. You got to look at your entire business and the things that you don't like, you have to give it attention to. So you either have to do it or hire somebody to do it for you, but it has to be addressed.
on that real quick too, Jason, it's also how you show up. Think about how you're showing up here on Alignable, right? So Sue, when she starts her event, she tells people, come on camera. You're trying to build relationship with people. And this has happened to me many times. People will set up those one-to-ones because they want to get to know me, but they don't come on camera. Guess what? You don't come on camera, I'm not having a one-to-one with you. I'm done. I will not have a one-to-one with a blank screen and a name.
And
So how are you showing up? How are you showing up?
And how are you showing up when you're on camera? Are you wearing your robe that you just got up out of the shower and it's like, are you laying in bed like with your, what do you look like? Do you have a bunch of dirty clothes behind you what do you have, right?
Yeah.
What do you guys have
Blur
to say
that
about
in the
that?
background, blur it out.
Oh my God. There's been some really weird stuff going on, and it makes people feel uncomfortable. Right.
Oh, and I've had people. So like I said, I have, host a lot of the networking, quick connects and stuff. And I've had people come back out of the rooms and tell me how uncomfortable they were because it was a female and with a guy, and he was in his bathrobe, and it was not cool. Don't do that. Be professional. This is a professional networking platform, right? So be professional. So how are you showing up? Are you serious? If you're, I always tell people when they come in there, if you're serious about your business, you're going to be on camera. You're going to be engaged. You're not going to be distracted, especially if you set those one-to-ones up with people. Make sure you're engaged and focused, and they have your attention. But if you're taking phone calls and doing all kinds of other stuff, that's, to me, it's just you're wasting my time.
You got to go to Cherri's fun and effective one-to-one meetings. If you go to the learnfromsue.com, sorry. I think do you have one coming up, Cherri? You'll be having one pretty soon. You got to go to that because that's very fun too. She does some practice ones, some skits that are absolutely hilarious. I'm sure you've all seen those before.
Yeah, and I will fair warn you, because this happened last week. They are skits in the beginning, and the audience is not going to have to participate. we had
Tony and Tina's wedding. That's good.
Yeah, it was fun. So it is a lot of fun, but it's real, and it's how I have built my successful business, my plumbing company, and my other businesses.
So along those lines, let's talk about that. I mean, Cherri has a super successful plumbing company, and we're talking about connecting with all these people, right? So I want to know what from both of you, so let's say you meet someone, you connect with them, you actually have a connection, you can see that you want to continue that. So many times, you meet people and then you never ever hear from them again, right? So what's your follow-up or system? Do you have that? Because the last thing, like one of the things I teach people is Alignable gives you a certain number of connection credits. So you're intentional about who you want to meet so you can actually build the relationship. That's why we're not like the other ones where you can connect with thousands of people and then never ever talk to them. So I want to know I think a lot of people want to know great follow-up systems on how to continue that conversation. So whoever wants to jump in. Jason, go ahead.
It's a couple of things that I look at, right? I know. So let's talk about human behavior and how people think. So everything feels good when you first meet people, and if the energy is right and everything feels good, let's book a time, and let's book that right away, because after a month, I'm not going to remember who you are. so let's book a time, and you won't remember me. You'd be like, oh yeah, you the guy from the thing, and it's like, what thing? When was that? I don't remember. So let's book a time. So we book a time within the next week, and now we have this one-on-one. And once we have the one-on-one, we can see where this relationship is going to go. It's just like dating. Like you meet somebody at the coffee place, and it's like, all right, let's set a time to get together. And you set the time to get together, and it's like, all right, you're pretty cool. Let's go on a real date now. And then now you go on a real date. And then let's see where this gonna go. What kind of relationship is it? Are we gonna be just friends? Or are we getting married in 3 years or a year or something? So most people that if you go into it trying to sell and you're proposing in that first meeting, it's like, hey, listen, I like how all this is going. What you doing for the rest of your life? And it's like, I just met you yesterday. You know what I mean? So that's not smart. So it's a process. And where do you want this relationship to go? More importantly, if this is a customer, a potential customer, you don't want to scare them away because you breathing heavy all over them and you're trying to show them everything. So let me get an understanding of where you are, where you're trying to go, and how I can help you get there. That's just it's just a part of the conversation. So if your intentions are to help, then you're thinking of ways that now here's how we can build and grow. So for most of us, that one first sale is not where you make your money. It's the lifetime value of this relationship. How many opportunities will I get to sell you something else? And how can I grow this relationship to where you don't even look for anybody else that does anything remotely similar to what I do? So now we're talking about the lifetime value, and how long is that lifetime? Is it a year? Is it 5 years? So if you're looking at it that way, then I'm not pitching you and I'm not trying to sell you everything that I got right now. I'm looking at it long term. And if it's the same thing, if it's a strategic partner, what can we do and how can we build this out? And if it's a referral partner, it's the same thing. So you want to have conversations that lead to other conversations, and if it's a selling opportunity, now it goes from a conversation to my sales system, to my sales process. And now let me run you through this process. So if you've thought all of this out already and you've built out your systems, then it's just a matter of moving them from one system to the next. And okay, here's the introduction. Okay, here's the meetings. Okay, now they're in the sales process. So if you've built out all of these things, then it's very easily to compartmentalize and start building all these relationships at the same time.
So I wanted to bring up one thing. I know our time is running out soon. So I have two things to bring up, but the one is, as you guys all know, I'm the self-declared contest king, because I've been doing the contest here for a long time, and they bring a lot of joy to a lot of people, and they bring recognition, which is sort of the underpinning of what we're talking about here. The more you can recognize people, the more you can praise them, the more you can uplift them, the better. So let me ask you, Jason. Jason, I reminded before the broadcast here that he made it to the top 25 in terms of vote getters. And he probably didn't ask for one vote, by the way. I'm just going to throw that in there. But tell us now, we send out this fancy kit that people can use to tell everyone about winning the contest. But in that kit, it's really important for us to say, you need to thank everybody for helping you, and then ask them, what can you do for them? So let me set that up with you, Jason. And, what's your advice to it is 3,976 local contest winners that are now thinking about all of this?
Yes, and Cherri won too, right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, my attitude about it is very similar to Cherri's. If you're doing the work, then the recognition will come, and people will say, "Hey, I'm gonna vote for you," right?
Right.
And for the 3,000 and people, over 3,000 people,
almost 4,000, right?
Almost 4,000 people. Congratulations! You just proved that you're not a goofball.
Yes.
So now let's leverage that. Let's leverage it. And now you have the validation from Alignable as a system, and now you are part of the culture. So let's have these conversations. Let's dig a little bit deeper, because now you're not everybody else, and now you can talk about things from a different standpoint. You don't have to prove yourself as hard. So give your opinion. You're an expert at whatever you do. So now you can give a solid opinion about what you think about it. Here's how I think we should handle these things. Here's how I want to help you. Here's the problems that you have that I can help you with. And now your voice is more valid.
Right. And Cherri, how about you? Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's interesting because, Sue always talks about the recommendations. People look at the recommendations and say, hey, I want to reach out. I'm reaching out to you because I saw so-and-so. They do the same thing with the business person of the year. It's like, oh my God, congratulations. You made business person of the year. I want to know what you're doing. I've
wow.
had that question asked. So I want to know what you're doing. It's like, well, besides being real and getting to know people, nothing really. It's just I'm being genuine, authentic, and I care about the people I meet. So I think it's a great contest. It's a lot of fun. I just want to thank you, Chuck, for that. And again,
Oh, please, I love it.
congratulations to all the winners. It is an amazing thing, but people do look at that. So people are, because when you go to Sue's events or some of mine, we tell you, go to look at the profiles, right? Because I'm a profile stalker. I'm a Facebook stalker. I'm a Google stalker. I'm going to stalk you, right? And when you see all those badges, that must mean, oh, that person knows what they're talking about.
And they're
They must know something.
They're standing out as a leader. Like
Right.
if you guys are all that are listening here, these two, we didn't pick them to do this because they're friends of ours or something like that. Or, I met Jason stood out to me. I saw something that he was doing. He was doing a training and I just went, oh my gosh, this guy, I could tell immediately that he was authentic and real and super positive. And now it's like, I just want to be around him, right? So we started doing these events together, and Cherri, she's made her own way here. She's doing a lot of smart connects. She's standing out. She's leading groups. She's helping people. She's constantly, both of these guys are constantly helping people.
Well, so I want to interrupt because I want to go back real quick because this is so important. So important. I want you all to hear this. When Jason was talking about the lifetime value, make sure you attend one of my What's Relationship Marketing Anyway, because I go a little deep into what that relationship or customer lifetime value. It is so important. I don't want to work hard trying to find all these customers. I want my customers, hear me out. I want my customers to be my referral partners. So I gave an example and I'll just share it. One customer, one general contractor for me in 20 years, I made $100 million. That is a 20-year lifetime customer value. I'm still doing business with them. They are a general contractor who refers me to other general contractors. Think about the people that you know. I don't have time to work hard. I want my customers, my happy customers. And you're going to find those right here on Alignable if you do it right. If you do it right, you're going to find them right here.
So for everybody that's here, if you're not at everything Cherri's doing, there's something wrong with you. She made $100 million. If you don't have $100 million, then you should be at everything that she's doing.
And we want to know who that client is. Just kidding.
I just ran into that client, and and because Sue's question earlier was follow up. How are you following up with people? You all know, most of you all know what I do. I send cards. And my contractor says the other night we were together, that same contractor, he says, I can't tell you enough. Your cards mean the world to us. We love getting them. And those other contractors, when they received my cards, is what kept me top of mind because they forgot about me when bids would come out. So when you're meeting people, find some way to stay top of mind with them, whatever it is that you're doing.
Thank you, cards.
You
Thank
have
you.
to find a way.
Yeah,
that is amazing. Okay, so one other little thing I do want to tell you guys about, because it's brand new, is our new vendor marketplace. And right now it's for marketers. And we really want to have a lot of marketers on there because it's yet another level beyond all of the great things that Jason and Cherri have said and they've really mastered here. It's a really great place for you to go and be listed if you are doing anything with marketing. And soon we will be, over the next few months and certainly years, we'll be adding different categories too. But through our surveys, which, as you know, I send those out, we found out that a lot of people want a lot more help with marketing. So that's why we started the marketplace with marketers. So I have a link I'm going to post here that you can follow and find out how to sign up and make sure that you're on there if you're a marketer, because that's just another way to do it. And, you know, as somebody was saying, one of the comments was, well, you know, there are a bunch of different ways to do this. It's like, yes, there are, but there are a bunch of other ways to not do it. And so please remember those, because we don't want you shooting yourselves in the foot for working so hard trying to post all this stuff. It's like, just be real, be helpful. How can you be of service, right?
Exactly. So we have like 4 minutes. So let's give Jason and Cherri each a couple of minutes here, just so everybody knows. Learnfromsue.com. You can go see some replays of events that I've done with these two and other training events. Tomorrow there's actually a webinar tomorrow about the marketplace, so you can check that out. But I want to thank everyone for being here. I hope this was valuable to all of you guys. Definitely connect with these two and follow whatever they're doing, because they're obviously very successful. So let's start with Cherri. What is your like final tips that everybody should leave here with for sure, that you don't want them to forget?
Just be real, be authentic, just be that real authentic person and get to know the human for who they are. I mean, it's just magic will happen, and it will.
I
love it. Jason, what are your final thoughts?
Don't be a goofball. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You know,
I think you're right. Yeah.
A lot of this is there are a lot of moving parts. You know, love yourself along the way. You know, where you are today is not where you want to be, but it's way better than where you were. So just keep going. Keep going. Winning is possible, and now that you know that it's possible, keep going. You know, you're not gonna know everything. You're not. You know, but you get to connect with all of these great people. There's a lot of smart people in the room. So you can reach out and start asking questions and connect with people. And now you got access to the information. Go to a workshop, go to a training. Now you know a little bit more. Read a few books, you know, get on YouTube, and now you know a little bit more, you know, so just keep going and you'll get there. Winning is possible.
Yeah, you have everything right here to build your network, to build your business, to build those friendships, to build those customers, to build those referral partners. You have it all right here if you do it right.
Ooh, I like that one. That was great.
Perfect. Perfect.
And just Cherri, I don't know if you can post it in the chat if you have it super handy, but Cherri has a new group on Alignable that's really amazing. It's called the Business Relationship Community. It's a group that is a paid group. It's only $29 a month, and you get to be in a group with her as the leader, where there's internal, just only members only masterminds, resource walls, all kinds of cool stuff. And so if you want to post it in there, if anybody wants to go learn about that, very, very awesome. Jason, thank you so much. You got to tell, everybody's asking about your shirt. So you got to stand up and show everybody the rest of your shirt, because
if you're trying to sell it, you're doing it wrong. I see Steve's post, a comment. He said, I need a shirt that says, I'm not a goofball. I'm not a goofball. T-shirt's coming soon.
I just noticed, don't you have a new T-shirt shop? Maybe you better design that shop. Don't you have a T-shirt shop, Jason? I just noticed that. He has a new T-shirt shop. I love it. I think you need to design that shirt. I'm not a goofball.
Yeah. It's coming. It's coming. Look for the post.
I put that post in there, but I forgot to put the name of it. Sorry. It's the business relationship.
All right. It is 3 p.m. where I am in Mountain Time.
Here.
I want to tell everybody thank you so much. Chuck, thanks for being here and helping with this. This has been amazing.
Please. Thanks so much, Sue. You guys, we're going to be teaming up on many more of these. Please keep your eyes open. And April 26th, we're going to try to get this group back together too. So save the date.
Yes, they're going to to do some more stuff. And let's see, one other thing. I forgot what the other, okay. Oh, people are asking about the recording. Yes, we're gonna, as long as this recording all came out, we'll be sending it out and it will be posted in the learnfromsue.com site. That's a page that has all of the things that we've got going on. It's our member success series page. So you'll be able to find the recording there as soon as it gets all processed. So, and please reach out to these guys. I would love for you to post on the event post on what you thought of this event, and you're going to get a feedback form too, I believe. So that would be great to hear from you guys. So thanks again, Jason and Cherri. You are incredibly awesome and inspiring. Thanks
Thank you
everybody
for
for
having
being
us.
here.
Guys, we're all awesome. Thanks so much. Thank you,
Thank
audience.
you.
You were terrific.